Good evening, and welcome to Karl Marx Does the Washing Up.
Where we ponder ludicrous metaphysical nonsense in the time it takes to make 5 Tesco's basic microwave meals.
Which is around 21 minutes.
Yeah, it is indeed.
I'm Shy Telly.
And I'm Ilyas and Shy. And today we're going to talk about the afterlife, right?
The afterlife?
The afterlife.
Not our current life?
We can talk about our current life and how it affects the life that was or isn't or shall be. To the past life as well.
Okay, I like that.
So do you believe that you've had a past life?
Most definitely. Do you not?
Sure.
Yeah?
I don't know. Most definitely?
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, there's no doubt. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't the only incarnation of myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe this is the best version of it.
Because you were a cough.
I was a cough in my previous life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And previous to that, I think I was maybe a bug. Maybe an insect.
An insect.
Of some sort. What do you think?
So do you think there's like ascensions to what you are?
No, I don't think there's ascension and descension. I think it's a random lottery.
Okay, but like being a bug is as good as being a human.
You don't think so?
No, I don't know. It's just like, I think there's many traditions that say that there's like a sort of ascension of species.
Yeah, but I think that ascension of species is deep rooted in trying to get people to do things based on that religion, right?
Yeah, and trying to say that if you're a good person, then you'll be reincarnated as a cow or a rhino rather than a bug.
Yeah, whereas what we do in this life is completely independent of what happens.
It has no effect on that.
It has no effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then do things that we do in this life have effect on things that we do in this life? Or is,
or is everything just nonsense?
Or is everything fatalistic?
Everything.
Right?
Yeah, but actually that depends. Do you believe in fate or coincidence, or do you believe in everything's predetermined, or do we have free will? Yeah. But then that's like a boring discussion that everyone's been having since the dawn of time.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like, I feel like this is the discussion that underlays everything. Like, this puts everything into question. Like, as soon as you start, like, making any decision, if you can't accept a notion that, like, if we say that we live in a fatalistic universe and there is no free will, then it's just like everything becomes mute. Right? Legal systems become mute, morality becomes mute, like, what we eat becomes mute. Everything is just like nonsense. Because if it's already all predetermined and all set out, then there's no point in having, like, doing anything.
So, but most people exist in that middle ground, right? Where they believe in fate, but they also believe in free will.
I'm not sure how many people believe in fate, though. Like, I think it's really hard to come by somebody who doesn't believe in free will. Like, if they believe in it, like, intellectually, they don't believe in it, like, viscerally, like, physically. Yeah,
that's true.
Because they still think about the sandwich they eat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'd be impossible to live a life if you didn't believe in free will.
And even if we live in a fatalistic universe, it may be kind of determined that we believe we have free will.
You know people who are strongly against fate? Who strongly disbelieve in fate?
Well, yeah, a lot of, like, people who consider themselves hyper-rationalists and, like, scientists just think that, that's a very, like, pseudo-spiritual idea, which is kind of...
We don't know anyone like that, do
we don't?
No. Well, do you believe in fate?
Really? So I believe in this kind of co-creative interplay between the self and environment, and it is kind of like this interaction between us and an external force, and we can call that external force environment. We can call it God or whatever, and it doesn't have to be a spiritual thing. It's just that destiny is like this co-creation of time.
But does your destiny changes with every free will decision that you make, right? Or is it?
Well, I think like the decisions are sculpted. Like the things that we do are sculpted by an interplay between the self and the environment. I think generally this notion of free will and determinism and everything is too binary, and we try and separate the self from its environment and say either one overpowers the other or the other overpowers that one. No, I think it's like...
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. But do you think that your destiny in this life, and if you achieve that destiny, will affect what you do in the next life?
So I have no idea about the next life, what the next life is. This is just a very baffling concept to me.
Well, is the afterlife different to the next life? So is the afterlife...
Well, everything is different from everything else, right? So it's definitely going to... Oh, no. But you said, you could be in, like, the theory of recurrence.
Yeah.
Is it exactly the same repeated over?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we in this eternal loop of banality?
Well, why is it banality though? We're having so much fun though, right? We're living a great life.
Yeah, that's true.
Why would you define it as banality?
But would you want to live this constantly again and again?
Why would I know that I'm living it again and again?
So if you were conscious, would you want it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, that's good. Yeah, you masturbate every day.
Exactly. I mean, I've made some very questionable decisions, but would I make them again? I mean, I probably would. Would you?
Yeah, you definitely would.
What about you? You wouldn't?
No, I learn. I get why
you learn.
Time. Yeah.
But how do you define?
This has never happened to you.
But if you learning from mistakes is very plebeian of you.
Yeah, it is.
Why wouldn't you just repeat the same mistakes over and over again?
Well, because I haven't acknowledged the mistake in doing so.
No, but if you're learning from one mistake that you made, that's a very poor.
It's so arbitrary and so linear.
Yeah, exactly. Right, you've got to make the same mistake at least 10 times, and then you've got a proper data.
Yeah, because like we said in the past, repetition is the path to enlightenment.
Exactly.
So only once we continue to, make mistakes an infinite number of times can we enter into the metaphysical abyss.
But I think that's the most profound thing you've ever said.
That's because you're an idiot. That's like the first mistake of this today.
No, but I think it's completely true. People only make one mistake and then they think that they need to change their lives as a result of it. But you really need to make that mistake several times before you decide to change your life.
And also, I think we have this idea that so we learn from experience, but we also think that like this behavior. We don't take into account the environment and the variables that are surrounding a behavior. Well, and so we're like, we shouldn't do this again because it caused this reaction. No, but this behavior only caused this reaction within this
context,
set of circumstances.
Yeah,
right?
But a very specific set of circumstances.
Yeah. And I think this is where a lot of anxiety comes from as well, is because we think we do A and it creates B and we don't like B, so we get scared about
and then we
doing
A.
Right? Yeah, we change A, or we get scared around A. If I do A, B will happen. If I do A, B will happen. But then but B might have happened because C was happening.
But then, do you think that we should live a life without acknowledging B? So we just do A without acknowledging what will happen. Because I think that's how I live my life. Right? It's very chaotic. It's very without repercussion. Right?
Yeah, but I think we can still observe things and learn from them, but just not create sort of
anxiety, right?
Yeah, but so definitive, fixated ideas of reality. So A gives birth to B. We should
and
say
it won't always, right?
Yeah, we won't always. And we get so because we find it hard to deal with an uncertainty, so we kind of find it easier to deal with an unpleasant certainty than an uncertainty. So we subscribe to an unpleasant certainty,
the afterlife.
Yeah, like the afterlife. I think a lot of these people can't deal with the emptiness, so we create a very meticulously scored out thing. 49 virgins.
Yeah, 72, right?
72 virgins.
Yeah.
Well, depending on your penis size or
how much you can handle.
But to me, that sounds like a complete nightmare.
For sure. Why would I want to please that many people?
Yeah.
That's
it seems
impossible.
Seems like fucking infinite bureaucracy. I cannot. That.
But maybe in that version of heaven, you never get tired. You don't need to sleep. Everyone's very well managed. Maybe there's a clock. Maybe there's a lot of things going on. Maybe there's a timekeeper.
Nobody's really explained this. This is the first time I'm hearing about the clock.
Yeah, but we don't really come into contact with the people that believe that. Who would we ask?
Yeah.
Right?
Wait. True. So this is a problem. Firstly, we're coming into contact with the wrong people, or not enough people.
Yeah.
we're waiting till the afterlife.
No, but this is it.
We're hoping that, whilst swimming with one of these 72 virgins, we'll be able to discuss free will and sort of,
Well, maybe this is our issue. We just spend time with each other. We're not meeting enough people. But this is why we're doing the podcast, because people may want to meet us as a result of doing this podcast.
I don't think that's likely.
You don't think that's likely?
Well, they'll hear this, these words, and then reach out to us.
But maybe they want to action. I said that people need to make the same mistakes over and over again before they can.
Yeah, that's true.
And meeting us is definitely a mistake. But hopefully it'll be one that they want to do repeatedly.
Yeah. Well, that's why we have so many friends.
We have friends? We don't have any friends.
No, we do, because there's a lot of people in our life willing to make the same mistakes over and over again.
That's very true. And
maybe this is love. We were talking about love before, but maybe love is just the consistent commitment to making the same mistake every day.
Or maybe when we publicize our podcast, we can say, it's a series of 7 podcasts, it's 7 mistakes. And then we realize after the 7th one that we should stop doing it.
Yeah, but we realized that at the beginning. We already knew that.
No, these podcasts are the greatest thing on iTunes.
Yeah, but we know that, but that's only because we know it's a mistake. But everybody else is a mistake as well.
They are mistakes.
Yeah, it was a mistake for whoever's listening to this to turn on their phone. It was a mistake for them to tune into us. It was a mistake for us to talk about anything.
So at what point
this whole world is probably a mistake.
So at what point did they learn their lesson?
Like God was just sharpening his pencil.
And then it was
and this just happened. Right?
So in the way that I'm so sure that I had a past life, you seem to be completely unsure.
I'm completely unsure about everything, but especially death.
We're not talking about death.
Oh, well, the afterlife.
Yeah.
And you know what's also kind of crazy is
Why
that
wait. Why do you need to die to access the afterlife?
Oh, yeah, okay, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. That's surely an incredible misconception.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you need to die to access the afterlife?
So what do you need? You just need like a really good bowl of popcorn or something.
But maybe that's why people do hallucinogenic drugs, right? Maybe that's a gateway, or maybe spirituality.
So you can go to the afterlife and return.
Yeah, maybe spirituality is to try and access the afterlife, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's true.
Yeah,
but they're trying to achieve that kind of infinite ocean. And I think so. I do have a notion of the afterlife, but I do think it's this kind of like oneness with the nothingness, right? In which we kind of lose our form and we lose our self, and we're like returned to our essential being.
So you think that's what the afterlife is?
I mean, it's like probably the closest thing I have to like being able to say something on that.
But then that oneness can be achieved in your life.
Yeah, I think so. And we achieve it in moments, and then...
but in the afterlife, it's just a constant, right? It's not just a fleeting moment. Yeah. It's like an actual constant. It's like a baseline.
Yeah, and enlightenment is essentially that. Like the yogis say, I left my body.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
It's like really becoming permanent with that sort of enlightened state, right?
Yeah.
It's just a like overly romantic, melodramatic way of saying he just died.
I completely agree.
I mean that's...
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
so in the same way...
How come Bob from accounting died, but Satyajandar G left his body?
That's so true. Maybe that's why some cultures cremate and some people bury.
They cremate. So what's the difference? What's like...
Cremate is when you burn the body, right?
No, I know, but what... why do they burn the body?
I don't know, actually. Maybe I can ask my mother.
No?
Yeah.
Has she been cremated?
No, cremated.
No, but so I actually met a girl that said she was dead today.
Were you in the cemetery?
No.
No,
but maybe she was. Wait. She said I already died. I was like, she was really surprised that I was 30. She's like, how old are you? 20?
Are you 30?
Well, in dog years. Not dog years.
Maybe we should do 30 podcasts then.
Yeah, well, I mean, numbers are irrelevant anyway.
And so is time.
And so is time. But what's interesting is we always refer it to the afterlife. That's always with some kind of conception that this is the first life, or at least not the last life. We always consider this. We always talk about the afterlife.
We talk about a middle ground.
Talk so much about the before life or the past life, right?
But if this was only your only one go, would you be upset?
No.
Do you need the comfort of an afterlife to help you?
No, I think the afterlife scares me a bit more because it kind of makes,
And also it sounds
makes me feel like there's consequences to what I'm doing.
And also it sounds like it'd be quite overpopulated.
Yeah.
A lot of people have died.
Yeah, a lot of people have died. Right?
Yeah.
And if we think real estate is expensive in London,
imagine
shits are going to be out there.
It'd be shocking, right?
Yeah. But then the cosmos, I don't know where, I don't know exactly where the sort of, where we hang, where the public square is, but the cosmos is pretty large.
But imagine, maybe they would segregate us into brown.
We might have a star each.
A star each?
Yeah, we could do
that. Sounds like a lot of management though. Have you read The Little Prince? He's got a plant and it seems like a lot of management.
Yeah. All our plants are dead.
Yeah, exactly.
How,
exactly.
Don't know. Yeah, I couldn't manage a star.
But if the plants are dead, have they gone to... Does each plant have its own star in the afterlife?
Yeah, maybe. So this afterlife concept isn't just For humans, it's also all sentient